Welcome to this reading. So this is going to be an unexpected blessing that is coming your way. You're going to choose a card. It's going to be a multi-deck reading, including tarot, but this is going to be mainly an angel-based reading today. So it's what is the unexpected blessing that is coming your way from your angels. So it could be something you've already been praying for or just really desiring in your life. And I feel like this is coming in as a blessing, right? It's nothing you have to work for or try to do. It's simply something that is coming in for you. So take a moment now to tune into which is calling to you. Under the first card, we have the polar bear. Under the second card, we have the turquoise heart. And under the third card, we have the quartz crystal. I'm also going to flip over the cards if that helps some people to decide based on the image. But I feel like because it's an unexpected blessing, it's probably best if you do choose without seeing what the image is, but it's whatever's comfortable for you. So under the first card here, the first pile, we have a blessing on your boundaries. It's also number 33. So number 3 could be significant. So this is, I feel like, for those who people have taken a lot of your energy from you, and now it's time for you to be protected and actually put up those boundaries. So I feel like if this one's resonating for you, Spirit has been calling you to protect yourself more energetically. I believe you're already going to be protected more, or it's already starting to happen when this message finds you. But of course, there's always things we can do with our free will as well. So you're learning boundaries, okay? And I feel like you're finally going to be able to step into that era of sticking up for yourself, standing up for yourself, defending yourself when you need to. So that could also be from psychic attack that's coming through. We'll get more into it as we go along with the messages. The second one here under the turquoise stone is a blessing to lift sadness. With this one, it really feels like you've been to the underworld, or you're in the underworld currently, okay? Things could be feeling really dark. I'm also noticing the moth here. This is number 30, so that could be significant to your age or when this started for you. But it feels like Spirit is working with you. Your angels are working to help lift this energy. And we'll see what is more in depth about this message, but I do feel like there is light shining on her, right? So it's like you're already turned towards the light, and there's some kind of hope that you've recently got, or some kind of hope and renewed faith is coming through for you. That's what I'm getting with the second card here. The third card is a blessing on your wisdom. And this one has an owl, of course, representing the wisdom. I feel like the wolf is your tribe or your pack. That could be your spirit team or some kind of spirit animal for you. I'm definitely noticing the wolf is sticking out the most here. I also see the crow or the raven. And this feels very much like you're tapped in. I'm getting like you're tapped in. You are ready to share whatever it is that you've been learning. And I feel like it's been behind the scenes or in private, personally with your spirit team. You're going to get some kind of insight, or you recently have. And I also feel like you're meant to share this. That's why I feel like you're tapped in, and it's time to show the world how wise you really are. Maybe some people took you for a fool, I'm getting with this pile as well. They could have underestimated you in some way, but I'm just getting a lot of fierce protection with these animals here. And it's like time for you to just come out with who you are and be proud of that, but not in a haughty way, in a humble way. And I do feel like it's going to shock some people. So let's get into the messages. Find your video message in the timestamp or the description below. And as I said, I'm going to use multiple decks. So I will see you in your pile selection. So this is the reading for pile number 1, card number 1, the blessing on your boundaries. I mentioned number 3 being significant. I feel like I'm going to start it out with the Ask an Angel Oracle card deck to see what is the message that you need to know about your boundaries. Because I do feel like you've been protected. I just want to see if Spirit is asking you to, I feel like they are asking you to wield that sword, and you may be a little intimidated or nervous to do so. We have home, passion, communication, and clearing. So let's start with clearing. Let's go in this order. We're reading it left to right. Clearing, Archangel Michael, and we have the mountains. But I feel like, oh my goodness, I'm actually channeling Misty Mountains, so the Hobbit could be significant. Things have been kind of veiled from you. It could be people's true intentions or their energetic vampirism, as I mentioned. Like, people could have been taking advantage of your kind heart, your honesty, just like kind of taking you as naive, kind of taking you as somebody who would never figure out their game. But I feel like this mist is clearing and you're starting to see the truth here. But I feel like whatever it is that's been like swirling around your mind, because I'm really getting like third eye chakra and like the crown. Maybe you suffer with headaches as well, or just like sort of like a bogged down feeling because of all this energy that you couldn't really make sense of. It's all becoming clear. And there is this clearing happening with Archangel Michael. I say it Michael. I know some people are like, what the heck? But that is how you pronounce all the angel names, the archangels with the L at the end. So that's just the way I'm going to say it. But yeah, he's been helping you. He's a guide to you. And I feel like you know that too. So that would be confirmation that this is yours. We also have communication. This is Archangel Gabriel. So here's what I'm getting with this is tune in to that guidance, because what you are seeing or hearing, however you pick up information from spirit, it is clear now. You don't have to doubt it. And there's some kind of communication coming through one of your clear senses, okay? And you're going to know with whom and how to set these boundaries. So for some of you, it is speaking it out. For others of you, it's with your energy and just not giving your time and energy away so freely to those who've taken advantage over and over again, okay? The third one here is passion with Nathaniel. And I feel like you're meant to definitely follow what makes you happy. So there could be some, I want to say gossip, or like, as I was saying, energy vampirism, people trying to stop you from doing what makes you happy. And this is part of your mission. That's what I'm seeing here. What makes your heart come alight is what is part of your soul mission here on this planet. And that's where you need to have your boundaries up, because I feel like this is something that you're meant to protect, because it's not only for yourself, and for some of you who have families, I feel like it's important to protect your children. Like this could be, for example, you're raising your kids the way that you want to raise them with, you know, whatever spiritual beliefs that you have, versus your birth family, something like that, where there needs to be a boundary, because this is something you know is part of your soul mission. So if it's not, that could be anything, could be your career, right? The way you choose to live your life, the person that you're with, your life partner, you know what I mean? That's your choice. And whatever brings you this passion in your heart is part of your mission. So I'm definitely seeing that. Then we also have home. It's funny because there's all different images in this deck, but you got all the cards that have the angel wings. So this tells me you're heavily surrounded by angels. You could be somebody who has angel statues in their home, or a lot of like angel wing art, or something to do with these wings. And the white feathers is very specific as a sign for you that this is yours. And these all have hearts as well. So it definitely has to do with the heart chakra. And we have the green here. So as I said, this could have to do with family or your home, like your life. Home can also mean who you are, you coming home to yourself, the home within you that is your spirit. I'm going to continue with some more angel cards. I just feel like using all the angel cards today, and these ones have the white feathers, the wings as well. So what else for this viewer, please? What is the blessing that is coming in for them? Something that is unexpected. We have, whoa, they're just flying out. The angel of clairaudience. So I mentioned clairaudience. This could be a way that you receive messages or downloads from your angels. It's through words, through songs, clairaudiently. It's something to do with hearing it, right? You get glimpses of guidance through hearing the guidance. Let's see what is the one that fell. We've got two of them. I knew this one was going to come out, Parking Angel, because I thought, wouldn't that be funny if that comes out? And it's funny because this is about like getting the parking spot that you need to be close to whatever is that you need to be going to. But what I'm getting, and I knew this ahead of time because I was like, if that comes out, how do I read it? Angels already told me that this is about you always getting what you need in the perfect timing. So for some of you specifically, it could be a parking spot that you maybe just recently found like the perfect parking spot and you were like, thank you, angels. But it's just a sign of everything you need comes to you in the exact timing, because they know what you need, right? And you're always protected. And I feel like this also has to do with parking where your home is. You know what I mean? Like making a home where it feels safe for you. And what I was getting with that before this reading even began, and how I was supposed to read this, is it's safe to park somewhere that is where you want to be. So it's about parking your energy somewhere. And I feel like that could be you even just taking up space where you know that you're meant to be with this boundaries. And then it's like, this is mine. You can't come near what is mine. I've decided that it's mine. I've been guided to it. It's mine. And claiming it for yourself. That's the energy I'm getting. The last one here, we have Angel of the Animal Realm. So you definitely could be somebody, I feel like, as a sign, somebody who's very connected in with animals and communicating with animals. So I feel like you're very telepathic with your energy. Like you don't even have to speak words. Again, a lot of the things come to you clairaudiently, but I feel like with animals too, it's just this unspoken energetic connection. I'm also getting for some of you, it has to do with a pet, but I'm getting it's like a pet from the other side. So that could be significant as a sign, like you've been getting signs of this pet being with you, or somehow this pet changed your life in a major way. And they may not be like especially, forefront in your mind anymore, because I feel like this was a loss that wasn't very recent. So you've kind of like accepted this, but I do feel like it's just a sign that there has been a pet coming through for you. So that will be for some of you. And I'm definitely channeling in dog or cat. For some of you, it's a bird. Also, I'm getting a bird. But yeah, something about them crossing your life path was definitely meant to, I'm hearing like lead you home to yourself. So take that as it resonates. I'm going to get into the tarot now. I feel like I'm going to go with Ethereal Visions Tarot for this reading. You're definitely surrounded, as I said. White feathers. Let me know if you've been seeing them. And if you see them after this, it's definite confirmation. So what does my viewer need to know about their blessing that is coming in regards to their boundaries? Strength reversed, Four of Pentacles reversed, Eight of Swords, and King of Pentacles. I feel like not understanding how protected you are, and I'm saying this is probably a past energy, it led you to feel unsafe. It led you to feel like you weren't strong, or maybe it was this lack of strength, this lack of courage or belief in the past, which has caused you to depend more on spiritual guidance for help. That could have been like what propelled you into a relationship with spirit on a deeper level, because you felt like no matter what you did, especially with the King of Pentacles reversed, you were not feeling stable and you had a lot of anxiety. But I feel like you've been shown how to set yourself free from that, and that comes from having boundaries, because I feel like so many people took advantage of you in this state where you felt vulnerable, you felt tied down, you felt like there was no way out, especially with this being swords that represents the mental realm. So you could have felt totally alone and not strong enough to overcome this, but everything is working out for good. Wherever there was this lack of abundance, but I feel like this is with your true authentic self, with the King of Pentacles reversed, there was an imbalance with your focus. And I feel like that's what spirit led all this to come to, like this one point where you trusted yourself, or you trusted your guides, you trusted your angels, you trusted the guidance. So for some of you, right, if that is clairaudience, which I think it is, whatever your clair ability is, you're meant to trust in it now. Because I feel like if you put too much focus on the material world, you just end up in anxiety, you end up in stress, and you feel like bound by this material world somehow, or you feel bound by these negative thoughts. And you're not meant to do that. You're meant to live a free life, and you're meant to be happy too. Like you're not meant to be always having to fight these battles with the sword. Like I feel like this is your mental strength and the clarity coming online to set you free. That's what this is about, being set free from being in bondage to what others, even like what others think is possible, or what others believe you should be doing with your time and your life and your body, your home, your family. It's time to say no more to all that and just embrace your power, embrace your strength. We'll end this with an angel number. Thank you for this message, Spirit. Thank you, angels, for leading those here for the message that they need and using me to be the vessel that delivers this. Okay, 603, financial balance. That's so cool to end on this, because we had the King of Pentacles, and I said, you're not meant to focus so much on that, because I feel like you were imbalanced and focused too much on materiality, and maybe even using that as an escape from your spiritual work. But look, everything's going to come into balance. It does say check your habits. This is a wake-up call from your angels. The flow of money reflects the flow of energy. Your angels want you to feel secure and balanced in your state of mind, and your finances contribute to that. Take time today to get real about what is coming into and going out of your bank account. Make any organizational changes you can to improve the flow of funds. So I really still feel like this is energetic. And yes, of course, we need to be mindful of all those things. But I feel like the message with this is more like you've been so focused on that like you've been so focused on the lack. So I feel like if you have been spending unwisely, have boundaries with yourself about that too. That's coming through. But I feel like when you're connected in with your guides and your angels, you won't even be doing that. I feel like you're meant to focus more on your spirituality. Let's get another one. Another angel number. That will be too many. Another angel number for my viewer. 911, Lightworker. You are being called upon. Your angels call upon you to use your spiritual development to inspire others. You possess the gifts of spirit to remind people that their higher power rests inside of them. The time is now to make changes in your life work so as to carry out this divine calling. Reflect on how you can contribute to the healing of the world around you. You're strong enough to do it too, and you're protected and you're guided to do it. And wherever you decide to park your energy, again with the parking angel, is where you're going to be, protected and needed, and where your light is meant to be, and where you're meant to shine. So for some of you, that is the workplace because of this parking too. So it's like, I feel like you have your own spot. That's what this is about, right? Like you're divinely meant to be in a certain place at a certain time. And everything that you need when you're in this place, wherever you go, again, like your home is within you. So you're always protected no matter where you go. And I feel like this is just a reminder of that. And when you need to wield that sword, you wield that sword. But it especially has to do with your mind and taking authority over things that would keep you trapped in the dark, things that would keep you believing lies about yourself and your protection and your connection to the spiritual world, because you definitely are gifted. And I feel like you definitely have clairaudience. So I feel like that's a reminder to tap into that gift and be that light for others. Be a light for them to know that this spiritual world is real. And they also have gifts. Everybody has gifts. And we're meant to inspire others with those gifts and to remind them of their inner power. So that is your message for today. Please give this a like if you enjoyed this video. It does help to boost this out to more people. And I appreciate you being here. Leave a comment below if you feel inspired to do so. Subscribe for more content, and I will see you in the next one. So this is the reading for card number 2. I like to call it card number 2. I know a lot of people call it pile. It will be a multi-deck reading. Multiple cards will be used, but this is your reading for a blessing to lift sadness. This is what the angels are doing for you currently, okay? They're helping you to come out of the shadows. They're helping you to look towards the light again and realize that whatever this was that you were meant to go through at this certain time was meant to teach you something about your strength, is what I feel like with this one. And the lesson in this sadness, because I feel like this was something that was out of your control. We also have the turquoise heart. And I feel like your angels have been speaking to you and helping to clear your heart, okay? Clearing away what has been causing a lot of grief and stagnant, stuck energy. So let's get into this reading. I'm starting out with the Ask an Angel Oracle cards. So if you also chose this pile and pile number 1, card number 1, this, I feel like somehow these two are going to go together. So let's see, what is the message for this viewer to lift their sadness? What is the blessing that is coming in for them that the angelic realm is working to bring in? What is the blessing? I'm going to go with the top, actually. Feeling the top energy. Emotion, of course, right? The sadness. That makes sense. There has been a lot of emotion, but I feel like emotional blockage, or maybe you're perceiving it to be a blockage when really, as I was saying, this is a gift because it's teaching you something. It's definitely teaching you something about your strength and your ability to persevere, your ability to overcome is kind of what I want to say, but I feel like you're not even meant to overcome it necessarily. We also have clearing. Okay, so these emotions are being cleared from your heart space. This one was also taken out. Alchemy. So alchemy is taking place as well with Archangel Uriel. So Archangel Michael, Archangel Uriel could be significant. There's been some clearing happening for your heart. And yeah, it goes with the first message because there was so many hearts in that message. So I don't know if you feel like that's drawing you in to go listen to pile number 1, card number 1. But somehow I feel like they're connected. There could be something in that one for you as well. What else does this viewer need to know about their blessing? What is happening for them that the angelic realm is working towards? Clarity and children. So I'm getting you could have children or you could be wanting children. That could be part of the sadness. You could be going through some issues with children or conceiving. Definitely, that could be significant because I'm seeing the butterfly over the womb space, it feels like, and kind of in the solar plexus region as well. So it could have to do with confidence. There's a star on the heart. We have clarity. You've been asking for guidance. You've been definitely praying and asking for guidance. And see how she's looking towards the light? That's what I'm saying. You're being turned toward the light. Like your angels are trying to show you something that you're not able to see if you're focusing or turning towards the dark. And you're meant to turn towards the light now. So let's get some more information. I'm going to use another angel deck here, and then we'll get some tarot. So turning towards the light is significant. I also feel like you have a light within you that has been a guide. Angel of patience. Yeah, you've been going through this. I feel like they've been teaching you patience. That could have been one of the lessons. I know people don't like to hear that because when you're in the thick of it, that's the last thing you want to hear is like, just be patient. Everything's happening for a reason. And I get that if this is your message, you may not want to hear that completely, but you do know it's true. And with the clock here, I feel like your angels know the exact right time, or there's something to divine timing here, which is what I was saying is this couldn't have happened any other way. It was meant to happen this certain way. Whatever this unexpected grief and sadness was, for some of you, it was a loss. And especially with the children here, I am seeing, and that's a very sensitive topic, so trigger warning, but I am seeing that there could have been a loss with a child or a miscarriage happening for you that has kept you, like a part of you maybe died with this situation or just couldn't keep going on. So I am seeing that for sure. And to learn that this was for a higher reason or to like embody that mindset has been very difficult for you. Angel of strength. I mentioned it was meant to make you stronger. And they've always been there. Just know your angels have always been there. Like every time you felt like you were going to go over the edge or anything was going to be too much, there's always been that hand to reach out and grab you. And even this message finding you, if you've never seen my videos before, I feel like that was a strong angelic pull towards this message. I also feel like whoever's listening probably has wanted to not continue listening. And I'm just getting that energy with this is like, because there is that pull to the darkness where it's like negative thinking, right? Like, nah, this is BS. This isn't true. Like, things aren't going to get better. Whatever is this negative track in your mind, and there's no judgment, absolutely no judgment. I've been through a lot of darkness myself, and I feel like that's what enables me to do this because I have felt that guidance as well pull me through. And if it weren't for the grace of God, if it wasn't for my spirit team, my angels, or that exact moment of being saved or, helped or healed spontaneously, miraculously, like I wouldn't be here delivering these messages. So again, I say all this with the most empathy and sympathy. And I've lived a lot of darkness, but it's never so dark that we can't come out of the dark, and alchemize it with the angel of alchemy. What is one last angel message for this viewer? Angel of clairaudience. So this did come out in the first part too. So you're definitely somebody that has clairaudient abilities. You hear messages. Like you could even just hear, like say if you're in this point of giving up, you may hear a message of like, don't, or stop, or, come this way. Like something about being led. They're very much leading you like along this whole journey of life. I think they're guiding you like to places or away from places. That's why I was saying it like go, like what did I say? Don't or stop, but also go. Like sometimes you're being led to a certain direction, like a certain place even. And if you haven't been yet, I feel like you're going to get some kind of guidance on some forward movement, like somewhere you're going to need to be in exactly the right time because you're meant to meet a certain person who's maybe lived a similar thing to you. And as I said, even finding this message, like I have gone through miscarriage as well. And I've had loss in my life, even like losing all my family members, connections to family, and being very alone. So if you were guided here, again, I say that was for a higher reason. Something maybe told you to just stick around for this message. So let's see what you need to know with the tarot now. I'm sending you so much love too. I'm lighting a pink candle today, so I feel like love, heart chakra, all that is so significant with this message. We have the Queen of Swords reversed. I feel like Spirit is saying, let down your guard when it comes to trusting in them. and trusting what you know to be true versus the lies that have held you in the darkness for so long. Because I feel like you could have come off as very cold or rigid or just turned away from people, you know, not wanting to go out, not wanting to follow the guidance at times. But then you realize that it just causes you to stay in the dark even longer and not feel very good. Look at this, the artist. When I first read it, I read it as arise because I'm looking at it kind of between the camera and on the table and in my hands. And I saw it as arise. So I feel like they're asking you to arise from this. There's also wings again. Your life is an amazing story. What you've gone through is a story that could help others. And even if you don't share your full story, like I don't tend to do that, but I do share the light that I have, and I do show up and do the readings. So it could be something like that, where you're meant to just show your light from within, your perseverance, your ability to never give up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have power to influence, is what I feel like, by not giving up, just by still being here. That was a perfect example. I have a daughter with autism, and it's hard for me to make video content because my hubby has to help me. She needs full-time care, and sometimes she's just curious, like, what is mom up to? You know? So I get it. That's what I'm saying, is life isn't easy, but there's always like a way to figure things out. That's the inspiration. That's a part of never giving up and following the guidance, because there's been times even for this content or doing readings that I've just wanted to give up, but cards have always been my life for over 10 years, and they've helped me in the most difficult times of my life. So I want to share that, and I want to give that back to others, even though sometimes it's almost impossible to get a video made, but I'm here. So I hope this is helping. We have the Three of Swords reversed. This grief is being lifted from your heart. This sadness, this heaviness, you're coming out of it. And if you haven't quite been feeling like that is going to happen, this is what is the blessing that your angels are working on. The emotional healing, the heart healing, lifting the sadness, taking those swords right out of your heart space is what I'm getting a visual of. Your angels like pulling those swords out of the heart. And that would be extremely painful, right? But it's going to be a part of the healing process. And I feel like part of it is allowing them to, because we have free will and you need to consent to healing. I'm hearing some of you need to just consent and pray for this. Say, I want my heart to be healed. Thank you, angels. I trust you. Thank you, God. I trust you to take this pain from me. I'm getting chills when I say that. Take this pain from me. I don't want it anymore, because it's only going to bring you down. It's only going to keep you in the dark. But I don't feel like you are there anymore. If you've stuck around to this point of the reading, you are ready to be healed. You are ready to fully, like, you know, you're never going to be the same, especially if you've experienced loss, but you're ready to just lift this sadness and not feel as, you know, in the underworld, as I mentioned, where everything is just almost like decaying or dying. I'm getting that image, you know, or that feeling. For me, I work with clairvoyance and also clairsentience, very much so, and clairaudience. But right now I'm getting a vision of somebody just like in an environment where everything seems to be decaying. So you could be in depression or have experienced depression to the point where you don't even want to clean your home. I'm definitely seeing this, you know, and then the negative energy sort of compounds around you. And this is not to blame you, but this is how it is. And I've been there too, as I can say, I have lived this. And you feel like, what is the point? Because this sadness is just following you everywhere. This heaviness is just always in your heart. Okay, so I'm praying for you too, my friend, from the other side of this screen, that you will be healed. If you consent to this healing and you say, I'm ready to let this go, I believe you will experience a miracle in your reality. I believe you will be led out of this darkness and into the light if you let go of everything that you were never meant to carry. Because yes, as I said, things happened to you, but it was out of your control. And there's nothing you could have done. I feel like you need to hear that. And I'm tearing up. Like, there was nothing you could have done differently. If you experience this loss, especially loss of a child, you have to trust that they are in the hands and the arms of the angels. They're in the hands of God. And their life has a purpose, no matter how brief, you know, and no matter how little time you got to spend with them or get to know them. If it was a miscarriage, they touched your life. This was a part of your mission. This was a part of why you came here. And your loss can help so many people to heal. There's so many people that need your authentic heart expression, even though it's filled with moments of pain. And when these swords get taken out, there will be scars. There will always be that scar tissue, and it will still hurt. So I'm getting that, it's still going to be very painful. And this is very specific, so I definitely feel like you've experienced loss with this message, some kind of traumatic loss. And if it wasn't a child, it could have been when you were a child, okay? I'm picking that up, that you lost someone very dear to you. So it's so tender. It feels so innocent. That's the word. Because you didn't expect this. But God always was going to use this as part of your story to reach millions. I'm hearing even millions of people, the masses. Okay, you have a big mission. That could be why the darkness has always tried to keep you down. All right. So I feel like a great big healing, a miraculous healing, and a big turnaround in this point of your story. And yes, I've shed some tears, so please open up. Allow the divine to come in, because I feel like you've been hermiting a long time. You've been hiding away. And again, we have the cloak. These two go together, right? Feeling like you needed to hide in. I think there was a reason why, because nobody could understand. Anybody who has never experienced a loss could not understand the pain. But let me tell you that there are people who have gone through the same thing or similar. Obviously not the exact same, but they understand. You have to believe that there are people who understand and see that light that the hermit is carrying out into the world. That's where I'm saying you're meant to use this to reach others, to show them that they're not alone, because they're in the darkness, and you found this light within. And if you haven't quite found it, that's the blessing that's coming to you, this inner light. And then you're meant to take this inner light into the world. The lessons that you've learned, the actuality, like the reality of spirit, because some people don't know that it exists. And I feel like you've always known. I'm getting innocence, like even from a child, you understood angels. You understood, like you may have seen them, you may have always been clairaudient, you've always been guided, you've always been protected. You're meant to share that it is real. And you can share your story of, I've been in the darkness, and yet when all seemed dark, there was still light. That's so significant with this message. And the ability to always have your free will to look towards the light and choose the light. Thank you, angels, for this message. We have the Knight of Swords and the Six of Swords. This is your time to cut through the BS, to cut through the darkness. This is a sword of truth, cutting through. Usually this is depicted as like somebody cutting through a lot of clouds, and it's emotional storms. That's what I'm getting. And you had the emotion card. Let's pull that one out. So I feel like these two are going together in this part of the message. Your emotions, the ones that are meant to be let go of, are being worked through. I feel even unconsciously or subconsciously, your angels work with you in your dream realm. I am seeing that, or when you're resting. And then there is going to be a part of your story here where you're meant to trust, gather that strength with this one too, and reach out and do your part too. So whatever is this last remnant of healing, and even, as I said, it can just be the prayer and believing and saying, help me to see, help me to understand. Those could be some prayers that you ask, or maybe you recently have, but this is cutting through the emotional world, the emotional realm, with the sword of truth, and only keeping the lessons, or keeping what is like an emotion that actually brings you life and strength, and all the rest you can let go of. Okay, I feel like when this message reaches you, your angels are trying to help you to let go of that and to let your guard down, as I said, with the Queen of Swords reversed. And we have the Six of Swords, which is moving on. And again, emotions with the water, moving from the choppy waters, the things that are really difficult to have experienced and undergone and to navigate, but you're being led. Oftentimes this is depicted as an angel, a light guiding you forward towards peace. I'm going to actually see if I can find that card. So this is the card that came into my mind's eye. This is an angel, the Six of Swords, pointing you towards the light. This one just popped into my mind. So, and again, the cloak. Okay, so nobody else has to know about your spiritual journey is also what I'm getting, or they haven't understood, they can't know, but your spirit team, your angels, they know, okay? And you're being guided toward the light. You're being navigated through whatever these emotions are right now. And if you're not quite there yet, when you ask for help, you will receive that help and that guidance. Okay, what a beautiful message. Thank you so much, angels, for this message. I pray that it's going to heal you on a deep level. And you're going to have this understanding. You're going to have this peace in your heart that you haven't felt. I feel like for some of you ever in your entire life, you've never felt it. All right, let's keep going with the angel number. And we are at the time 3333 on my timer. So threes could be significant. We've got 603, financial balance. Check your habits. This is a wake-up call from your angels. The flow of money reflects the flow of energy. Your angels want you to feel secure and balanced in your state of mind, and your finances contribute to that. Take time today to get real about what is coming into and going out of your bank account. Make any organizational changes that you can to improve the flow of funds. I'm getting that this, and it came out in the first reading, so if both of them resonated, this is double confirmation. But what I'm getting with this is you could have been resorting to an addiction with spending to cover up whatever are these emotions. And I'm even getting, sorry to be calling you out in this part of the message, because that's the type of reader I am if you're familiar with me in any way. But this is how we heal, right? That some of it was, like, you can even escape into things that you justify, right? That are like part of your spirituality, or saying like, okay, I need this thing because it's going to help me be happy. But meanwhile, underneath you still have that pain, right? And it was kind of like a bandage to cover up this pain. And so they're just asking you to check your habits and change your habits. Because I feel like part of the grief is being stuck in not only having like these emotional blockages, but everything is connected. So it could be financial blockages as well. And you're meant to live in a more abundant era of your life. And I can't help but notice all the blue, like on either side of this reading, right? We've got a lot of these colors, the indigo color. So you could identify with like indigo starseed energy. You're very wise. So there's no need for you to hide this. There's no need for you to, escape through these things that are not to your benefit, right? Because yes, we want to enjoy life and we want to spend and have things and we want to feel good doing that. But I feel like this is just a call to bring yourself back into balance. We also have 557, expansive thoughts. Consider a new perspective. A simple change in perspective will shed light on the situation before you. Open your mind to hearing with clairaudience and seeing new interpretations of what you are currently dealing with. Amen. Your angels will work through curiosity, inspiration, and even other people to relay their message. Write down all of your inspired thoughts in this moment, no matter how inconsequential you may think that they are. That's what I was saying. Ask and believe, and you will receive it. Ask and you will receive, because your prayers are always heard. And again, there may be this moment of having to be patient and waiting on divine timing, and that lesson of don't give up, even if you can't quite see the results yet. But you're on the journey. Again, maybe you were propelled to be on this journey not by your own will, or you feel that way. But I do believe we always have, this connection to the divine on a higher level, and everything can work together for our benefit. But it does include us asking. So we have 000, universe abundance. The universe abundantly supports you. The force of love is around. This number enhances all attributes of other cards you draw today, creating a powerful connection between you and your angels. Visualize the power of the universe flowing into your being and envision your own creative forces amping up to meet it. Draw another card, knowing that the next message will be amplified by this energy, and this one came out with this one. And so this will be the one that's amplified. 227, befriend fear. You are stronger than your fears. Fear is not an indication of success or failure. It just exists within you. Your angel's message is this. As you manifest your goals and dreams, consider where fear creeps in and limits you. It's not going anywhere, so it's time to make friends with your fear. Reflect presently on how your fear could become a friend instead of a foe. So I'm going to leave it at that, and I feel like this is such a powerful image with this reading. So I really hope that you take the message from this card of the Six of Swords, and that you're being led, and follow that guidance, because you're the one that's going to know what is specific. This is just a collective reading, right? But what is that specific guidance? And I feel like journaling could be a very big part of that. and asking those questions. You could start a prayer journal that could be significant. So I'm sending you so much love from my heart to yours, and I will see you in my next one. Welcome to card number 3's reading. This is going to be a multi-deck reading. We have a blessing on your wisdom. So this is what's coming forward towards you, the unexpected blessing. So I feel like all these readings are things that maybe you have silently hoped or prayed for, but you kind of doubt. Like with every reading, it just feels like it's been doubted by you. And as I said, you could be drawn to more than one of these messages. So let me know in the comments below. I read every one of your comments. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. I'm so grateful to channel for whoever comes across these messages. But this one is heavily protected. And I feel like these are like initiations that you've gone through, like an initiation of sort of a death and a rebirth, an initiation of a wisdom coming to life. And that's what this one's specifically about, but also being protected, knowing that you're finally protected. I feel like this happened in stages is what I'm getting. And I also feel like you're meant to share this. I don't know. I'm seeing this as like you pouring into the cup of others or to humanity and giving back what is this wisdom, this treasure of wisdom that you've learned. And we also have this quartz crystal. So this is like a very high frequency energy is what I'm getting. And this is going to be an angelic message. I felt guided to make it all about angels today, and I have multiple angel decks. So let's get into it. Starting with the Ask an Angel Oracle card deck. So let's see, what is it, angels, that this viewer is undergoing when it comes to this blessing that is coming towards them, or that they're currently undergoing and receiving? Let's make sense of it. Alchemy. You're alchemizing these initiations. That's what I'm seeing, because initiation, if you know, is never easy. It's never comfortable. But I feel like this happened in threes. And all these messages have the number 3 surrounding them. Confirmation as this car is roaring by. I feel like threes are super significant. And if you see 333, that will be a sign as well, or maybe you have been. What else is the angelic guidance for this viewer? Music. All right, so I'm getting some of you could be musicians, or you could be healed with music. I feel like some of you are musicians or writers, and you channel things into song, or you're meant to make songs out of this wisdom. So I feel like you're such a creative individual. So if you're not writing music, you're writing something that is like the song of your soul. That's what I'm getting. And you're able to put it into writing in a way that like you can't put it into words. So you're definitely meant to write. I see somebody actually has like a feathered pen. So that could be confirmation. And it could be like an owl feather or a raven feather specifically. That will be a confirmation for some of you. But you're definitely able to channel things into writing, or like relate to others' writing and song, music. And that helps to heal you as well. But it's also taught you a lot, or it can teach you. So you'd be surprised. I feel like I'm hearing you'd be surprised what comes out in your writing as you channel. Like you're a channeler of words, even if you don't speak them. See the third eye? You're connected in there with higher dimensions and higher beings. So what else for this viewer? Hope. You've got hope. I feel like you're feeling hopeful. I feel like this one is like, all of them are positive messages, but this one feels a lot more hopeful and positive than the rest, because I feel like you're somebody who's like, even the way she's looking, like you are having this understanding. And I'm getting like goddess energy, high priestess energy. I also know I'm channeling for some masculine, so it could be high priest energy or priest energy. And I feel like you have like elevated up because you're connected in with these higher beings, especially angels, because this is about angels and archangels. Like there is no denying that you know that this is real. So it's more of like a confirmation with this one, I feel like. There's less blockages here, but let's see. We're still getting into it. Emotion. Okay, here we go. As I said, let's see. I feel like there is something in your emotional realm. And actually, I do feel like you've mastered this, but what you haven't mastered is your expression of it. So there's something that wants to come out of you in the form of a song, or in the poem of, I said poem, in the form of a poem or some kind of writing where you can freely express your emotion. So that could be where there is a blockage with whoever you are. And that's where you alchemize it, because you don't want it to stay inside. You want to be healed, right? You want to be whole. You want to be healthy. I'm also seeing the crown. So I feel like there is a muse or an angel or some higher guidance that you're connected into that is also part of your mission here, where you're supposed to bring this to humanity. I'm noticing the star here on the throat chakra. It's kind of like between the heart and the throat. But this is like the word. I'm still getting like the word, which is the logos. We won't go deep into it, but I feel like the logos is a sign for somebody. That's your unique expression, your soul expression, your soul song that keeps coming through. Take one more. Art. Yeah, you're an artist. You're a writer. You're some kind of alchemist when it comes to like transmuting these energies into something that can heal you, but it's also going to inspire others. And I see the Om symbol here. So yeah, and I said like what Song of the Soul, and then I was thinking of the Bhagavad Gita. I'm not quite sure what it is. Is it the Song of the Soul? I'm not quite sure. Personally, I don't know, but that was kind of coming through when I said that. So you could be reading that or connected in with some kind of text. As I said, the word, the logos, it could be the Bible, scriptures, it could be whatever it is that you're connected into. It's influenced you, and it's a part of your mission. It's a part of your purpose. So that is beautiful. You are an artist. You are somebody who can alchemize things, and you understand how to take one thing and turn it into another. And that's what sets you free. And I feel like that's why you always have this hope, because things don't remain stuck and stagnant. But I feel like the last piece is that you are meant to share this. So there's something inside. There's a song that wants to be written, and take that how it resonates. If it's a literal song or it's just your experience that is meant to be shared, your life, your example. Angel of good news. If you're waiting on some kind of news, or if this message is the news that you needed to hear, you will receive this good news. Yeah, maybe it's just a confirmation, because I'm getting this is a super like confirmational message for somebody, because I feel like you're super tapped in. Chakra balancing angel and angel of families. So let's take a look at the images here. You have that. Wow, look at all the chakras. And I mentioned the Om, and the angel is above the head here, which is the Om, the very top chakra here, the crown. And what did I say? I mentioned the crown here. Wow. So you're definitely directly connected in with something higher. Thank you for the confirmation. I'm just loving when that happens. I don't know. I'm feeling like purple is really significant too. And families. You know what I feel like this is about though? For some of you, it is your blood family or your own children, and you're passing on some kind of positive inspiration to them. And see, there is the ancestor here as well. That's why it's always so important to look at all the images in a deeper way and up close. Your angels and your ancestors are celebrating you. But I'm also getting soul family with this. So the way you're going to reach your soul family, which are other creatives and other artists, is through your art and sharing that. So I feel like if you haven't, starting some kind of online platform is super significant to find these people. And I feel like your ancestors are also guiding you towards soul family. People who understand pain, people who understand alchemy, people who understand this whole process. Because if you're not a creative, you don't understand, and it's no shade to anybody who doesn't, but it's just different ways that the brain works, or different missions that you sign up for in this lifetime, you know? And then other souls also sign up for something similar. So you'll have that in common. You'll be able to relate to people. And I feel like your wisdom is guiding you. Everything like working together in this reading, you know, that I've mentioned is guiding you towards your soul family. We're going to get two more here. We have Angel of Meditation and Angel of Fertility. So with this one, I feel like this is where you get the word. This is where you know, these angels are downloading certain, like, let's call it frequencies, because that's what I want to say. But you're translating that into a word. And I feel like it's in times of stillness and meditation and quiet. So if you haven't been doing that as much as you feel like you should, or like no guilt, but like maybe you've been guided, right? And this is just a confirmation again, like, oh yeah, I need to do that. I need to set aside this time intentionally to create and to tap in. And then we have the Angel of Fertility. So for some of you that is a child, because we do have the baby up in the heavens, but I'm really channeling this more as like your gift. So it can be both. But with this overall message, I'm more channeling it as like, this is a fertile time to, especially if these emotions are kind of heightened, or you have something within you that is feeling like it needs to be alchemized, this is the fertile time to do this. Like the time is fertile for whatever this artistic expression or creative expression is, or this word that wants to be written. This is the time to make that happen. So thank you, Spirit. Thank you, angels, for this message. We're getting the tarot now with the Ethereal Visions Tarot. We have the Knight of Swords. This landed kind of sideways, a little bit more upright than sideways, but I feel like you are definitely, like, with it being sideways, it could be like an amber light energy. So this I read as like red light, green light, amber light. But this is your hesitation. For some reason, there's a hesitation to share. I feel like it's because you're going into a more vulnerable place of your psyche, or like with this wisdom, right? It's finally like, I've mastered this lesson or this initiation, as I said, this 3-stage initiation, death and rebirth, wisdom and protection. The third one being that you are protected. So there could be almost like a fear of not being safe as you come out with whatever this wisdom is that you're meant to share, or this emotional blockage being removed. It just feels vulnerable, and it feels like you've had some hesitancy to do so, but you are protected. And I feel like there's just like one piece, there's one key wisdom yet that you're embodying before it's time for like the green light energy. So we've got the Empress and the Page of Cups. See this? Didn't I mention goddess energy? Yeah, I mentioned goddess energy. You know, you're abundant and fertile. The Empress is fertility. It's a fertile time for this. When this message reaches you, it's timeless. If it came across and you resonate, your guides, your angels are trying to tell you, like, now is the time. Don't hesitate. Page of Cups. Follow the signs. And in fact, I feel like you've gotten enough signs. But this is confirmation that you have been guided. You've been seeing the signs and the synchronicities. This is the fertile time to do what you need to do, because this is part of your mission. It's going to help you find your soul family. I said follow, like I wanted to say follow. So find your followers too, if it is an online platform, and inspire. Knight of Wands, intuition, fire, flow, creative energy again. This is you being your unique individual self and being confident about it, going forth with your torch blazing. This is it feels like a more swift or powerful energy. The Knight of Swords is also very powerful and swift, but this is more intellect, and this is more, I want to say, charisma, courage, finally having the courage to trust that this is the time. The Moon reversed, intuition, again, 7 of Wands. You can let down your guard when it comes to trusting your intuition. You can also trust that whatever's in the emotional realm, because I feel like this is connecting with the emotions card, that it's not going to be anything you can't handle. Like, you don't have to be so guarded against this, even if you're fighting off your ancestors' guidance, because this is landing by there too. And like, you might be a little bit like, I don't want to hear this message, or I don't want to follow this guidance, because there's a little bit of a fear, I feel like, but you don't have to have that fear. You don't have to have that guard up. And you're protected. Again, you are protected. You're very wise. All right, let's take those 3. They're all yellow too. We've got 555, major change, 893, trusted universe, and 557. So let's do it this way. 557, expansive thoughts. Consider a new perspective. A simple change in perspective will shed light on the situation before you. Open your mind to hearing and seeing new interpretations of what you are currently dealing with. Your angels will work through curiosity, inspiration, and even other people to relay their message. Write down all your inspired thoughts in this moment, no matter how inconsequential you may think that they are. Again, writing. I feel like you're a writer. You channel these ideas, and this is maybe just a new territory for you. And you're definitely being guided. And as I said, even to this message, especially if this is your first time seeing me, 555, major change. Get your mindset right for what is to come. Your angels are alerting you to new energy coming your way. Change can be seen as a negative thing, but with the right mindset and the right alignment to your goals, it's actually your angels' way of readjusting your life to fit your desires. Life will look different when you get what you want. Take a shower or a bath, using water to purify your mind and your body and promote your mental alignment with the great things that are on their way to. And we have the water here. It's going to help heal you. And good news is coming. I feel like that is in the form of the word, channeling something that is profound. So it's getting into alignment with your body, right, and your mind in order to receive this. This is going to be a gift. 893, trusted universe. Step into the unknown. The universe has an abundance of opportunities for you, but you have to step into the unknown to receive it. That's where I was saying there's this hesitancy. And what did I say? Amber light, which is the yellow light energy, and all of these are yellow. These ones are a bit more yellow-orange, so it could be like sacral and solar plexus, and this one feels more like the solar plexus, where there is this fear blockage a little bit, the hesitancy I mentioned. So you have to step into the unknown to receive it. Your angels support you and remind you not to let fear hold you back from your growth. Stand in front of a mirror and repeat to yourself, I can handle anything that comes my way with confidence and grace. Do this until it feels natural. So that is the beautiful message for card number 3, pile number 3. I hope that you have an amazing day. Let me know if this is yours in the comments below. I read every one of your comments and I try to reply to as many as I can. I'm sending you so much love. Yeah, this feels more just like a confirmation message. The only thing now that's holding you back is yourself, because you already have all the wisdom and you have one last piece of alchemy, and then it's like you're so ready. The time is right now to make this change. So 555, look out for that as a sign and a synchronicity for you, that this is your message, or you may have been seeing a lot of 5s. I'm even seeing somebody seeing that on like their receipt, getting like 5555 or 555. Could be significant. And I will see you in the next video. If you'd like more video content from me, feel free to subscribe to this channel and tap that notification bell.